Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with our Week 8 match going into the PPL against my buddy Shroom Raver. I always love playing Dave. Dave's such a great guy. Definitely go check out his channel. The link will be in the description of this video, as well as the rest of the coaches. Definitely go show them some love as we are wrapping up the regular season and heading into playoffs. Unfortunately, based on the success that we've had so far this season, we're not making it to playoffs, but there is definitely some close playoff contention that I'm looking forward to watching. And I hope you guys are too. If you guys are excited for more Draft League content, we actually just finished up a secret draft in another league that's kicking up in August, so make sure you subscribe for more of that Draft League content coming your way. Dave's team's super scary. Dave's team is absolutely scary. He has some absolute monsters on there. As always, I think that we've got the 6 that we need in order to take him on. There will be some text floating somewhere on screen in post-production if you guys want to hop right on ahead to the battle. I always recommend you guys watch the team builders. That way you guys know what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. Especially because the last 2 battles I haven't had a team builder. I apologize. Between the holidays, some lack of preparation on my part, a little bit of a family emergency. We just didn't have the time and bandwidth to get together the team builders. It's a lot easier to edit the battle than it is the team builder, but I know a lot of people enjoy the team builder itself. So I apologize, but there's going to be one here for you today. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Appreciate your time. You guys are going to start to see some teams appear on screen right about now. Dave's team consists of Great Tusk, Iron Moth, Haxorus, Iron Crown, Azumarill, Kilowattrel, Porygon 2, Hisuian Quillfish, Sinistra, Spidops, Murkrow, and Nosepass. Terra captains are Terra Haxorus, which is super scary, super scary. Dave loves some Haxorus. Terra Kilowattrel, very tried and true Terra captain, very, very fast. Terra Spidops could be interesting to see. If it does show up, it does get a lot of the fun little hazards, as we've come to know. Multiple forms of hazards. So double spikers in Hisuian Quillfish and Spidops, rocks in Nosepass and Great Tusk, sticky webs through Spidops, then T-spikes in Spidops, Hisuian Quillfish, and Iron Moth. Only form of hazard removal is the Great Tusk, and we do have a bit of a spin blocker, so I will be excited to go through that as we start talking about it. Things that I'm scared of, truthfully, right out the gate. Booster Iron Moth. Iron Crown really has like very limited switch-ins. Booster Iron Moth can be very scary. Terra Electric Haxorus can be pretty scary into us. It's going to make sure that it is, it's no longer weak to the ice moves. It's got super effective coverage into things like Alomomola with Terra Blast and things like that, so that's going to be pretty scary. Breaking something like Porygon 2 is also going to be pretty challenging, I'd like to say. We don't have like a natural fighting type, so it's going to be hard to hit that super effectively, so I definitely expect that to show up. But let's go ahead and start talking about the team. First Pokemon we are bringing is Rotcore the Hydrapple. Now he's holding his Jaboca Berry with the Regenerator ability, Fickle Beam, Earth Power, Giga Drain, and Recycle, 244 EVs in HP, 136 in defense, 72 in special attack, 56 in special defense with a bold nature. What does this spread do for us? First off, the Jaboca Berry, for those who aren't familiar, if I am hit by a physical move, the attacker loses 1/8 of its max HP. So it's something like the Great Tusk being a very tried and true rapid spinner in league format, in any format really that it's in where it wants to remove hazards, I guess. It can hit us pretty hard, Headlong Rush, Ice Spinner, Knockoff, you name it. It's got a lot of moves into us. We are running Terra Ghost this week because I want to make sure that I can spin block very reliably in front of it. I want also to be able to take a lot of those hits. So the defensive spread that we have is that after Terra, we're very easily able to take a knockoff going into this thing. If we don't get our Jaboca Berry knocked off, we've got Recycled in order to bring it back. So that way any of those physical attackers, like things like the Haxorus, the Great Tusk, the Hisuian Quillfish, the Azumarill, they're always going to have to hit us, and they're at least going to take an 1/8 damage, which is definitely going to be useful for, overall chip damage, but also being able to break any sort of sashes. We've got a lot of super effective coverage into his team with moves like Fickle Beam, Earth Power, and Giga Drain. The Regenerator, of course, is going to be very nice just to keep that recovery going around. Terra Ghost in order to spin block. Next up, we've got Frostbringer, the Mamoswine. He's holding his Assault Vest with the Thick Fat ability. We have Earthquake, Icicle Crash, Knockoff, and Trailblaze. 228 EVs in attack, 128 EVs in special defense, 152 in speed with an Adamant Nature. I think Mamo goes nuts this week. Absolutely nuts this week, especially if we can get a Trailblaze off. Trailblaze is good, super effective damage into something like non-sap sipper Azumarill. Of course, Earthquake is always going to be our strongest move in order to hit things with. Icicle Crash is great. It hits a lot of Mons super effectively on the team. Knockoff's great for removing items. This build specifically helps to take on a non-Terra Kilowattrel. We're eating things like Hurricanes. We're able to go for a Trailblaze and be faster than it. At +1, we are actually not outspeeding the Kilowattrel. We are outspeeding the gosh darn, where are we at here? And then, if I put in the right numbers here. We are outspeeding Iron Moth by 1 point. We cannot outspeed Kilowattrel at +1 while still running Jolly. So I wanted to keep the Adamant Nature around. So and give it. I can't actually. You know what? Can I? I can outspeed it at +1 if I'm adamant, but it takes a lot of speed, and I needed a little bit more bulk this week, and 228 EVs in attack with the adamant nature has given us a lot of super effective OHKOs into some Pokemon, especially if we can get a hazard up, which brings us to our next Pokemon, Tide Reaver, the Hisuian Samurai. He's holding his heavy duty boots with the sharpness ability, Ceaseless Edge, Taunt, Knockoff, and Sucker Punch. We have max attack investment, max speed investment, 4 in special defense with the Jolly Nature. We do need the speed in order to make sure that we can speed tie Hisuian Quillfish and outspeed things like a bulky Great Tusk and below. Sucker Punch, really nice into a lot of the mons that we can't outspeed. A 108 base attack Sucker Punch that stab is really not resisted by anything that we don't outspeed. Kilowattrel, Iron Moth, Iron Crown, Haxorus. Those are all like it's such a hard-hitting move that I'm not too worried about running just Mono Dark this week. Taunt is nice. Taunt is going to prevent things like Hisuian Quillfish from going for setup or with hazards. Same thing with the Sinistra, the Porygon, the Spidops. We can go for the Taunt just to be able to prevent any of those. Knockoff, again, great for removing items in the matchup. Heavy Duty Boots in case we do get any sort of hazards up. I feel like this is a really good pivot into some Pokemon, so I don't want to keep taking like rocks or spikes, and I want to make sure that I keep my speed tiers in check. Speaking of speed tiers, next up we got Voidworm the Dragapult. He's holding his Choice Scarf with the Clear Body ability, Draco Meteor, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and U-Turn. 132 EVs in HP, 252 in special attack, 124 in speed with a modest nature. With this, we are outspeeding everything on Dave's team, including a +1 Iron Moth, so if he does get the booster energy up, we're automatically going to outspeed that naturally. Just really nice burst damage with things like Draco Meteor and Shadow Ball. I've got the U-Turn in order to switch out. Thunderbolt is there for some good damage into something like an Azumarill. Next up, really looking forward to this set, and I hope it puts in a lot of work. We've got Heartblight, the Enamorus. She's holding her Throat Spray with the Cute Charm ability, Alluring Voice, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, and Agility. We have 96 EVs in HP, 252 in special attack, 160 in speed with a modest nature. Throat Spray and Alluring Voice, that's going to be a strong hitting fairy move already. It's base 80. So it's a little bit less than Moonblast, but it's going to pop the Throat Spray, which gives us +1 special attack, which with this combination of coverage, if we can weaken some mons a little bit, like literally just a little bit, this thing puts in a ton of work. So the agility at the investment that we have, we are hitting 288 speed. So we're hitting a very similar benchmark to Hisuian Samurai, a little bit slower than that actually, but the only things that are going to outspeed that are like a max speed Quillfish, a max speed Great Tusk from there. So I'm hoping to go for an agility, being able to get the Alluring Voice off. It's going to be a hard hitting move off a max investment modest Enamorus, and then after the Throat Spray goes, it's just kind of going from there. Earth Power and Sludge Bomb are really great going into the rest of the team. Earth Power into things like Iron Moth and Iron Crown could be good. Like I said, I do think a Terra Electric Haxorus makes the most sense, so Earth Power is there for that. Sludge Bomb really there in order to hit the Azumarill for super effective damage as well if it does show up. Last, certainly not least, we've got a really fun set, and I hope it does a lot of work. We've got Lifebinder the Alomomola. Now, she's holding her Choice Band with the Regenerator ability. We have Flip Turn, Wish, Liquidation, and Aqua Jet. 252 EVs in HP, 20 in attack, 120 in special defense, or in defense, excuse me, 72 in special defense, 44 in speed with an adamant nature. Choice Band Alomomola, hear me out. We're not staying in too much. Alomomola is kind of setup fodder. So if we're just going to come in and toss up a Wish and switch out, if we're just coming in to flip turn and take a hit and to get a slow hit out, I think is the way to go about it. Specifically, so the max HP investments to get the most overall bulk and to maximize our regenerator abilities there. 120 in defense is going to help us to take hits from things like the Haxorus, from things like the Great Tusk. 20 in attack with the Choice Band. The flip turn is breaking a sub on something like a, I believe it was 84 HP, like the standard Smogon type of Iron Crown. So 20 with an Adamant Nature, we're always breaking the sub on some HP investment on there. But at the very end of the day, it's also just a little bit of chip. Just a little bit of chip, and that's what we were talking about with things like Enamorus and things like Mamoswine. Just a little bit of chip. That's what we're looking. A spike here, a banded flip turn here. I mean, I think it's going to go a long way. The 72 in special defense to help out with some of the special threats like Iron Moth and Iron Crown. 44 in speed. It does put us a little bit faster than an uninvested Sinistra, so we can flip turn out of there and not take any sort of a like Matcha Gotcha or anything like that. We can go into something like our Mamoswine, which has the Assault Vest, able to take a little bit more of the hits, go into an Enamorus, resist the grass moves, things like that. So that is going to be the team. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys at the battle. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in week 8 of the Pokemon Premier League. My name is CBAD, coach of the Detroit Steel Wings. We are taking on my good friend Shroomraver. Definitely go check out his side of the battle. Link will be in the description down below as always, of course, along with the rest of our coaches. If you guys skip the team builder, you guys can see the 6 that I am bringing on screen. Leave a like if you're excited. Subscribe for more Draft League content because, spoilers, I got a draft that's going on right now and it's looking good. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Yeah, I'll see you at team preview. All right, let's see what he is bringing. We got the Great Tusk. We see the Iron Moth. We see the Haxorus, which is Terra Electric, Iron Crown, Azumarill, and Porygon 2. Okay. Okay, no Kilowattrel. Makes me feel good. Terra Electric Haxorus, I feel like was kind of like phoned in. Like very much so. My play, it just made sense going into like a Alomomola, Scissor, things like that. So yeah, I think my play is still to lead off with Hydrapple. Make sure that I get the Terra Ghost up early so we cannot get spun on by the Great Tusk. And yeah, I think that should be about it. I think we're just gonna take it. We're just gonna take it and run with it and see what we can do. And hopefully we're gonna have a nice clean game. Nice clean fight is all I'm looking for here. All right. Love Dave's trainer card for what it's worth. All right. What do we got? Crowning Pool. Okay, Iron Crown right off rip. Iron Crown right off rip if I Terrastalize. If I just Terrastalize and pop a little Earth Power into the no ground, no ground check. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna commit Terra right off rip. Quark Drive. Quark Drive. I'm trying to keep track of all the abilities here. Quark Drive on Crown. I'm gonna assume huge power on Azu. And not Sap Sipper for the Giga Drain. Like Hydrapple. I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm just going to go for an Earth Power here. Even into an AV set, it's doing about 31 to 37. Get our Terra off, which is great. No more rapid spinning from Tusk. Goes for Volt Switch. Okay. About 22. Okay, so your max special attack. That looks to be timid. It's a roll either way. He got like right in the middle of like a mid-timid roll or a lower modest roll. But either way, max special attack investment on that. I think based off speeds, he could afford to go if he was like optimized. He could afford to go modest on that. Goes down to P2. Okay. Trace Regenerator. Huge. Love it. Okay. Oh, duh. I put the item as... I'm going to assume Eviolite here. I think with this... Let's just go into... Let's just get the regen up. Let's just go into... Alomomola here, and we'll get a flip turn off. Nice little, hopefully, slow flip turn. Actually, it's going to have a little bit of speed. We're going to get a little bit of a fast flip turn off on this. We got just a little bit. Love to get Samurott in on this thing and get a knockoff going. Same thing with Mamoswine as well. All right, we see the foul play. Okay, not too bad. Good tech. Good tech. I'll just flip here. I think flipping's fine. We're gonna be faster than this thing, so. I wonder if based on the damage, he's like, wait a minute, foul play did how much? Foul play did 13%? What do you mean? What do you mean? Get little chippies here. Little chippies here, little chippies there. So if I'm Dave, I would go for like an electric move here. So I'm going to try to bring in Mamoswine. Charge beam. Yes. All right. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. Big knockoff here. I do not want this Eviolite in play anymore. I do not want this knockoff in play anymore. Charge Beam is cool tech. I like that. So I want to imagine you switch. Like, just truthfully and transparently, I want to imagine you switch to keep the Eviolite in play, but, like, what are you switching to? Like, Tusk? I don't think so. Oh! That did nothing? Gross? Help? Okay. I could go for a Trailblaze here. Let's try it. I can take another try attack. I can take another one of those and go for a Trailblaze. Seem to be much more physically defensive. I want to hope that's Earthquake range if you don't go for Recover right here. Recover. Okay. Foul Play, Charge Beam, Tri Attack, Recover. Okay. So I think now is the part where you want to stay in. Well, actually, let me see. Is this a winning? If you have no Eviolite. It's like a 3-hit KO. So if, as long as he doesn't go for Recover here, I think 2 Earthquakes might be able to put this thing down. Especially now that I'm +1, I'm going to be faster than Moth. Earthquake's doing like 40 to 47 to max HP, max defense. And I want to say this thing, just based off the damage, it looked like it was a little bit more physically bulky. Yeah. Yep, Foul Play. Okay. You're right underneath there. I could go for the Icicle Crash to get the flinch. Or I can go for like a high roll Earthquake. I'm going to try to go for the flinch here. 30% chance. % of the time. Every time. Also to keep in mind, the P2 has Regenerator. So if he doesn't want to risk this damage roll with Earthquake, he could switch into something like Great Tusk, which would take an Earthquake. But it will not take an Icicle Crash. So I think this play works out twofold. Or Air Balloon Iron Moth. Oh. K to the zoo. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a fair play. That's fair. So you most certainly have Aqua Jet, right? Like you most certainly have Aqua Jet, right? Like I'm not staying in against this thing. I do like the pressure the Mamoswine puts out. Very much so. Very, very much so. And as much as I'd like to assume you don't go for the Aqua Jet, I think you're in a little bit of a pickle here if you don't do that, right? Because, like, depending on the set, Earthquake just does a lot of damage. Belly drum. Excuse me. I should have attacked you. I should have attacked you. Okay. Well. We doth might be in a pickle here. We doth might be in a pickle here. Because I don't live a play rough. I could try to Banded Flip Turn out of here. We can try. Oh, I'm faster. What? All right, so Mamoswine's going to go down here now. Yeah, Mamoswine's going to go down here. Yep, there's the play rough. Okay, yep. I know I was just talking a big game about Mamoswine. Okay. So if you're like no speed, Hydrapple's not going to do it. I think it's Scarf Pult with Thunderbolt. Yeah, 100% it has to be. Absolutely has to be Thunderbolt here. I'll keep the regen core intact. That's scary. I should have Earthquaked, man. I absolutely should have Earthquaked. Dave's just a good player, though. I mean, like, there's the first dimensional play of Aqua Jet's going to hurt me. What are you going to go for? And then there's the second dimensional play. Okay, he's going to predict the first dimension. Go into the second dimension. And it's just good. He's just good, you know? I felt I had to play a little bit more conservatively into this. Like, he can go for Aqua Jet and do, like, half to me right now, right? Yep. Yep. All right. All right. One monster down in exchange for another monster. Draco's just freed up. Well, Crown's still around, right? Iron Crown's still around, so that's still a thing, you know? But unfortunately, I'm locked into Thunderbolt. Yep, okay. Yeah, I feel like a very free Volt Switch here. So I'll go into a Lomomola. I'm not trying to... This will also prove that I'm choice locked, by the way, because I could go for a Shadow Ball, which would normally do about half to like an AV set, but I'm not going to because I'm scarfed. So I want to make sure that that I can take this hit. We've only seen Volt Switch on Crown so far, so it could be like an AV set. It has a lot of special attack investment. That's all we know about it so far. Tachyon Cutter. Okay. So into a Lomomola. That's a resisted hit too. Do we have any insight into that? Jarvis pulled the calcs. Yeah, you're probably timid. You're getting a lot of good timid rolls. I'm gonna go for a flip turn here. Volt Switch should do a good amount of damage. Oh, just goes for another Tachyon Cutter. Are you not? Okay. Are you scarfed? Scarf? Iron Crown wouldn't be too bad here. Let's go out into Hisuian Samurott. And I will just go for the Ceaseless Edge here to get a spike. Volt Switch is not killing me if he's not choiced. Focus Blast would. Volt Switch will not. I'm going to put Scarf question mark. Because, like, I don't hate Scarf Crown. You know, it's got some cool coverage. Go, especially into my team. Withdraws. Okay, so yeah, I want to... Scarf, I want to assume. Especially if you're getting those rolls. Not doing it. Great Tusk. Now, I'm going to get my spikes up. Rocky Helmet. All right, so I really want to assume that you are not max speed, and I'm going to taunt you from getting rocks up right now. I have a spin blocker, so like I feel like you'd go for rocks. And this might be a bad play, but I want to taunt you to prevent you from getting your rocks up here. Like, you could knock off. I don't think like close combat's your play here. But I am going to taunt you to prevent you from getting up rocks. Or for, like, going to, like, a bulk up. Alright, you're not max speed. Rapid spin. Oh, I had a whole ghost type into you. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, now you have to attack me. And I just go out into... I just go out into my guy. Incredible. Incredible. I could have had a water move. I don't, but imagine. All right, at least can't go for rocks at the very end of the day. So got to attack. Fickle Beam looks pretty free into the team as well. I just didn't want the rocks to get up without my hazards. So at least I prevent the rocks, right? Like, it is what it is. I got the chip damage off on it with Ceaseless Edge. I took some helmet and I took some rapid spin damage. But I'm gonna swap out now. Supercell Slam. You're crazy. All right. Take your Jaboka Berry damage. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I'm just going to recycle to make sure I get that back. Because I don't have an item right now, so knockoff's not going to be doing as much. And I don't believe you to be, like, very offensive. Like, I feel like a coverage move here would be like Ice Spinner. Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like a coverage move would be Ice Spinner for like, Dragapult. Here's P2. That's fine. So physically defensive. Physically defensive without Eviolite. Like, Fickle Beam's not bad. Might as well. Get some chip. We know the whole moveset. Foul Play, Charge Beam, Tri-Attack, Recover. We knocked off the Eviolite. Alright, now you're... Okay. That's not bad damage, truth be told. I'll go for it again here. Truth be told, that's not bad damage. Yeah, that's like... If I could pull off another one of those, that'd be great. Because, like, would you foul play right now? I'm trying to think. Like, what would you go for? I think I can take the foul play. I'll go for another one. Because, like, if I get the double, that's good damage. All right. Now I believe you definitely switch, or you definitely recover. So I'm curious about... how well you take a Draco without your Eviolite. 54. I'm gonna go. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. Yep. I'll burn through your recovers. Give it my all. There we go. Neutralize that. I'll go for a Giga Drain here on the recover. Had to make sure I was recording. You always get that anxiety of like, are you actually recording or not? I wish I knew how many recovers you had. Probably about 4. I want to say 4 recovers-ish. Because if I get another... Because here's the thing, is like, he's got my regenerator, so if he swaps, that's fine. Because he's going to get it back anyway. So do you risk another double Fickle Beam right now or not? You do. That's fine. I think 30% chance I was a fine risk. And now I'll go for another one. Now is when I shall do that business. Discharge beam. Alright. You have to recover here. I'm going to take this opportunity to go into a Lummulla, and I'm going to get a flip turn off. Now, Dave, being the suave gentleman that he is, could make this second-tier play and just attack me. All right, perfect. Good series of events. Goes out in a crowning pool. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Get a nice little flippy off here. There's your Volt Switch. Yup, little Scarf Volt Switch from this Iron Crown. P2 can come back in, trace my Regenerator once more. Doesn't have the Charge Beam boost anymore, so that's a good thing. I think if P2 comes back in, my flip turn, I go out into Samurott and I try to get that spike back up. Because as much switching as we're doing, if I can keep that momentum going. Here comes P2, yep. Yep, you're going to trace my Regenerator, that's fine. I know you're physically defensive, so like... Could this be a potential for Enamorus right here? To do something. So, like, if you are just max HP... I could do that. Let's try to go on to Enamorus here. I'll go for the agility. Scarf Iron Crown's still around, which is a little unfortunate, but we know it's not AV. And I gotta see where Iron Crown is, because like Earth Power does like 64 to 76. Oh, let me get that agility off. Thank you. Let's see if this bites me in the butt. Recover. Beautiful. All right. Enamorus is now +2. I'll go for the Alluring Voice to pop the Throat Spray. Get me to +1. Porygon has like 6 recovers left, or 2 recovers left, 2 or 3, if I had to count right. Come on, Enam. I saw you on the draft table, and I was like, surely you do good damage. Surely. And I take his charge beam well. Just try... Ooh. Alright, beautiful. I was like, That was both guaranteed damage and had the chance to paralyze me or freeze me, of course. So +1 Earth Power is doing a lot to this. However, 31 to 36. Yeah. Oh, yeah, without the UV light, excuse me. Oh, yeah. Earth Power. Enamorus KOs Porygon 2 with Earth Power. Okay. We are +2 speed, +1 special attack with Enamorus. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can make happen. Come on, Enam. At least break good ground for me. We are now technically like specs modest with this Enamorus. Show me what you got. I think we have some chip on Iron Crown to help out. Lucky O'Brien. So Alluring Voice actually to a standard Haxorus is 100 and 118 at +1. I kind of want to do that. Because if you don't Terra right now, Earth Power can't kill, but Alluring Voice has a chance to kill before Terra and after Terra. So I'm just going to go for it. Earth Power only Okos if he Terras. If Alluring Voice, if it's like standard max, Alluring Voice has a chance to kill at Terra. 100 to 118. You need a bit of bulk in order to outpace this and not die to the +1 Alluring Voice. That was a crit. We'll never know if that mattered. There's a chance it didn't, but if it did, Dave, I apologize. The way I'm looking at it, max HP, so he would need... He would have needed quite a bit of HP in order for that not to have mattered. Boost your speed. I go for the Earth Power. I'm going to go on the fact that it did matter and just apologize right now. I think that most definitely mattered. Now, did you play this like your Scarf and you're actually AV? Oh my god, Enamorus just pulled it off. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Again, Dave, if you're watching this side, I sincerely apologize for the crit on Haxorus. We're going to go for the Alluring Voice, and Enamorus is going to pull off the sweep. And we are finally on the board 8 weeks in, winning 5-0 against Shroomraver. The consortium works in mysterious ways. Definitely, though, GG's. Like I said, the crit was huge. I certainly won't lie that didn't have any sort of impact to it. Just for my, just taking a look at my own calcs here, and this is not to justify anything. in order for that crit to have mattered entirely, he needed to be like max HP. Other than that, there was always a chance to OHKO at +1. So certainly after the match, I'll talk with Dave and I'll come to reconciliation with my own, you know, luck in this case. But I'm also going to say that shame on me for saying, like, have a free game and this is what we end up doing. But either way, though, GG's to Dave. Finally on the board after a really rough season with some really bad luck on our end. Luck decided to turn around a little bit, so I will take it. Unfortunately, it was against a good friend. I don't always feel the best about that, considering that, you know, there was a chance, and then it would have been down to anybody's game. But either way, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, leave a like. If you guys are new, you want more Draft League content, make sure to subscribe. Definitely go check out Dave's channel. Link will be in the description down below. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great, and I'll see you guys next week for game day. Later.